All right, good summer afternoon. Sorry that it's been a while, but it's July 23rd, 3:04 p.m. over here at the time that I'm recording this. And what better time than for a hockey match from 1993, right? This one, in real life, the Chicago Penguins, wow, I'm off to a fantastic start. The Chicago Blackhawks handed the Pittsburgh Penguins a rare defeat that season. Pittsburgh had an incredible record in 92-93. And Pittsburgh is actually on a two-game losing streak here in real life. They lost to the Maple Leafs the game before. In my replay of this game, they actually avenged that loss. They ended up winning 3-2. This is kind of how I do it in the penalty box and also over in Tabletop Sports. I just copy-paste it there, actually. But I think I've shown this before. So anyway, I thought that what I would do is shuffle the deck of cards and just do quickly what I think is kind of a marquee matchup. Both teams had incredible rosters in 92 and 93. And also to provide something like commentary, quotation marks, which is not my strength, but I can come over here. This is just the first four teams, so it's not the entire 92-93 season. Hopefully Michael is okay with me just showing the first four teams, so just 1/6 of the league for that 92-93 season. And so, yeah, you can see that both of these teams finished in the top four. Like, these are the top four finishing teams. I can probably zoom in on that, actually. And maybe just make it put it so they're in the center like this. So let's zoom in on Pittsburgh a little farther here. So we'll go up for Pittsburgh on the road and then down for Chicago at home. And so we've shuffled the deck of cards. Let's see, we are a minute and change in, almost 2 minutes. So a few more shuffles for good measure. Chicago being the home team, so if this is a red card, it is. So 4, that's going to be Dirk Graham with the puck. Graham with the jack. However, even the Pittsburgh defense will be able to stymie that play, so I don't actually have to flip any other cards for that first sequence there. 10 and 6, though. This is Steve Larmer with the puck. Larmer successfully. He sets up Michael Goulet with a pass, and Goulet with a 3. Not a good shot. Gets off. Goulet needs 5 to 10. Jack 3 going the other way with it. Rick Tocchet, that is just under his 4 to 10 required. So the other way with the Chicago, lots of low cards flipping up. That could mean low scoring. Low cards means low scoring. 7 and 4, that's Jocelyn Lemieux. The other Lemieux, unable to get anything done here. We're 12.5 minutes into the first period, roughly, where we have a jack and a 3 for Tocchet again. He said that a couple of times. We're taking care of a dog this summer. If you can hear my wife and the dog in the background, she's trying to teach it all kinds of different tricks. 9-year-old dog. Old dogs can learn new tricks. Anyway, 2 and 6. This is a Pittsburgh team. I'm going to go with Straka here with the 6. That feels about right. In the 8, so Pittsburgh team. Straka plays it for Lemieux. And Lemieux with the joker. So on the road, this is not going to count for a goal. We are still scoreless 17.5 minutes into the first, where the 9 and the 4 means Brent Sutter just unable to set anyone up with a chance to score. So through 20 minutes of play, and I told them specifically not to interrupt me, and I think Hershey, the dog, is incredibly curious to know what's going on in this room. I should, among other noises, probably forgive the howl of the, or hope that you would forgive the howl of the fan and the air conditioning. It's probably in the mid-30s Celsius here right now. I don't even want to know what that is in Fahrenheit. I just thought I'd quickly, before I have to head out to work, I thought I would quickly get a game in here. Again, this is kind of a marquee matchup. I think I've probably shown both of these teams. And Chicago got off to kind of an average to mediocre start here, but I think I've shown both of these teams for this project in other games on this channel, but not these two teams meeting each other, I don't think. So that should be shuffled enough here for the second period. Notice I got through a period there in just a few minutes. We are up to what now? 4 minutes. So there you go. I got through a period in a couple of minutes. One of many reasons why I like DoC hockey. And 10 in the Queen, but Pittsburgh's team defense reads Kings and Queen of Hearts. So that would be Steve Larmer unable to get anything going there. The 10 and the ace. The 10 and the ace, that is Jaromir Jagr. Jagr, who assisted in the last game against Toronto. Of Pittsburgh. So 2 and King. So I'm looking at, I'm going to say that's Shell Samuelson. So Jagr feeds it for Shell Samuelson, but with the 3, he falls just short. I think the storyline that's emerging here is great games so far from Barrasso and Ed Belfour. Pittsburgh gave Ken Reggett the start against Toronto. They weren't going to do that again. This was a back-to-back. I don't know if I showed this one or not, but you can see in the standings, Pittsburgh 8-5-2, Chicago 8-5-2. That's also why I wanted to show this game. So anyway, 7, that is Jocelyn Lemieux with the puck here again, another touch. but unable to get anything going with it. And it's back to the jack, Rick Tocchet. You saw me shuffle these. Rick Tocchet, the ace. He's going to play it on through to another Penguins team player. This is Dave Tippett. Tippett with the 10. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Tippett from Tocchet. Tippett also had a point in the last game. Tippett from Tocchet, and there is no king of spades for Pittsburgh. So I'll show you what I do now. Let's update it in the spreadsheet. Tippett with just his second goal of the campaign. Tocchet, he is up to 12 assists now, so 19 points for Tocchet, appropriately in third place in the Penguins in scoring. And then normally what I do too is I come over here. I can update this. Yes, Pittsburgh had a dominant opening frame against Toronto. No scoring. I already changed the date to the 8th in the teams and the records actually, so I don't have to do that. So in the second here, and I stopped doing the time of the goal as well. I mean, I guess looking back here, it would have been we're about midway through regulation here. So Dave Tippett, and just with his second of the season, Tocchet, I believe it said it was his 12th, and it was just a 1-assist goal. We'll double check on Tocchet. 12 assists for Tocchet so far this season. Lemieux, they're up to what, 35 points. 3 and 9, so that is Ron Francis. Francis feeds it through for Yager. Yager with the 3, he needed a 4. Lots of close calls here. Belfour standing on his head. Yager once again, though. Another attempt at it, this time to Murphy at the point, and Murphy fans in the shot. With an 8, that's going to be Michael Goulet taking it the other way. He almost scored in the first. 8 and 9, that goes to Christian Ruutu. Ruutu with the queen. We look at Barrasso, can only be solved on, or beaten, I should say, on Red Kings. And I hear Dave now, if he's checking this out, complaining that playing cards are not conducive to hockey. Anyway, I think they work for this game. So that is 2 periods of play. An uncharacteristically low-scoring affair here through 40 minutes, where Pittsburgh's up 1-0. A reminder in real life that this was a 7-2 Chicago blowout, you could call it. And we are now just 7 minutes into the video, so that period took about 3 minutes, despite me slowing down and talking my way through much of it. So, here to begin the third period, and it's Tocchet. Tocchet's been all over the puck. 4, that's just what he needs. Defeat Mario Lemieux. This is a done deal if ever there was one. Lemieux got jokered out earlier in the game. That's going to be Lemieux from Tocchet. And we'll give Ulf Samuelsson the assist there. It says Samuelsson on the card, and it doesn't say which one, but I just sort of, what's the term I'm looking for here? The expression. I just kind of play it, not really play it by ear. There's another one. Can't think of it right now. That's the IQ points being lowered. So Tocchet up to 20 points in the campaign. Lemieux now with 18 and 18 for 36. And Samuelsson there with 5 assists. So I'll change that in real quotation marks time over here as well. It's 2-0 Pens in the third period. Wouldn't it be something if Barrasso got a revenge shutout here? So that was Mario. Super Mario with his 18th now. And Tocchet there with his second assist of the game for 13. And I'll put a U in front of the Samuelsson there. For his 5th. I believe I have that spelled correctly. Hope I do. So that was just 2.5 minutes roughly into the third frame, where Kevin Stevens now. Stevens, he finds Bob Airy. Mid-line change perhaps, but Airy with the 8. Airy needs a 9 actually. Pittsburgh still with possession here. Chicago reeling in their own end. Joe Mullen, but they'll be jokered out of that. Mullen unable to set anybody up with a chance to score, where who else but Rick Tocchet? Airy's going to have another go. 4 this time. He's out of steam. So 2 and 6 for the Chicago Blackhawks. That is team player. Let's go. It doesn't matter anyway because the 4. So we'll burn 2 more cards. That's 12.5 minutes into the third period, up to the 15-minute mark. Queen and 3, Steve Smith. Chicago just really kind of pedestrian with their offensive efforts in this game. Pittsburgh, Chicago team defense will only allows penetration on Red Kings. So the final 2.5 minutes, I'm assuming Chicago has pulled Belfour, where Brian Marchment also unable to get anything going. So this has been perhaps, especially if you're a Hawks fan, a disappointing, lackluster performance here, but a shutout for Tom Barrasso. I'm pretty sure he has another one in this campaign. I'm going to say shutout, win. I do this a little differently with every replay. I try to keep it simple for the simple game replays. And also I'll update the score over here to show that Pittsburgh, oops, I didn't do that for the Toronto game. So I caught a mistake in real time. I got to put this over in Pittsburgh's, Pittsburgh's record of games here as well. So Pittsburgh continues to get revenge on the road and reverse verdicts. And we get a shutout performance here. I guess you're liking this if you're a Tom Barrasso fan. So we come down here. That is his first shutout. I stand corrected. Hopefully I didn't just forget to record one. We'll go 837 minutes with Barrasso. Sometimes, like in Reged's case here, if they've only played a few games, I haven't yet put a rough number of minutes, in which case I just multiply it by 59.5. I don't have to increase his goals total. So 837. So let's go 14 multiplied by 60 divided by 837 and see what that gets us. That's not, what did I do there? That's not correct. His goals against average isn't that low. No, 40, not 14. 40 multiplied by 60. That should give us a goals against average in the twos somewhere. So 287 that rounds up to. That's brought his average down from 309. That feels about right. Shutout we had 7-4-2 record for Barrasso now. Pittsburgh up to 9-5-2. I'll change that as well here. And so you get to see a little bit of how I play this. I've shown it before, but why not once more? It's been a little while. Just at my desktop here and was just kind of feeling like it. So 7-4-2, and the goals against average is mentioned 287. I might as well mention as well that he's got one shutout now. Shutouts I think are going to be few and far between and hard to come by here. Ed Belfour, I mean, goodness, absolutely no run support there. 2 goals against, just 2 goals against in a loss. I believe his stats are otherwise pretty solid in this. Let's have a closer look here. Although Pittsburgh, normally what I would do at this point is copy paste this over into Chicago. And of course I have to update the stats in the spreadsheet as well. I should have an exact order for doing things, but I don't. I did mention that I had Belfour pulled for the final sequence, so I'm going to round that to 58 minutes and just say 653 instead of 655. And 25 goals now, so 25 multiplied by 60 divided by 653, because I guess Jimmy Wade's seen some more time in net relative to Reged. And sort of this computer's a little old and slow these days. 230, so that's gonna come to 2.3 here. So basically the same. Actually goes down a little bit. And 6-4-1 record now for Belfour. That checks out to an 8-6-2 record that they have. Might as well update it over here. Chicago up to 16 games played, so that's 8-6-2 for the Blackhawks. No goals scored in the game. 39 against. I'm scared to check and see that they're still showing 55. They are. And for Pittsburgh, 2 goals scored. So Pittsburgh here, 16 games now with a record of 9-5-2. And again, in real life at this point, they were 11-3-2, and they had a really outstanding season this campaign. So 61 goals they should have. Their goals against stays the same. I think they're the 5th team in the league after the Islanders, the Flames. Let's see, Hartford and Montreal. Yeah, no Norse team is 20. Oh, and the Islanders. I think I said the Islanders up front. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams now up to 20 or more points on the season. So the Penguins, let's see here. So Belfour again, what did I say his record was? 6-4-1 with a 230 goals against average, and he also has a shutout, so let's include that. And then what I like to do is copy paste this so you can look at it. Let's see, Lemieux with he did get a goal, and he got the assist on Yager's goal with Pittsburgh's only other goal in that game in real life. So let's show the actual game. And we'll get rid of this as well. I'm not going to add any notes. I have the video for this, so I'll probably add the link to this at some point. But in the meantime, of course, anytime, any consideration that you give to a video like this, well, it's never expected. It is always appreciated, and just was kind of in a mood to do something a bit different that I've not done in a while. So thanks very much. Have a great day. Enjoy your replays, and bye for now.